amount of gangsta.
Yeah.
Come here! Yeah! Oh no! Damn! Ooh, yeah!
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love that last part. Strokes your ego.
Dude, that's brilliant. Man, that is
So good.
brilliant.
Love the new intro. Thank you, Mark, for the new intro. That was
Yeah.
excellent.
My pleasure.
Excellent.
My pleasure.
Major
I just discovered today that apparently the Goro physique wasn't too far off from Mutt.
Nah.
Well, you
He
know,
has
I don't
two
want to.
chests and 4
Let's see
arms.
that. Let's see that one pack.
Oh no, I don't want to.
Let's see that one pack.
I don't want to get struck. You know, for something.
You violated the
I don't want to violate
YouTube's
YouTube's disgusting laws.
Oh no, I don't want to.
by violating our viewers with that. Our viewer.
we got a viewer. Okay, we got a viewer.
Dave leave. He thought it was canceled.
He might have left. Dave, come back if you're there. Come back.
Make him a sandwich.
Dave,
Get a sandwich.
Sorry we were late. Mutt was having a boomer moment and couldn't get his
It was
Microsoft Zoom to work.
it was really
Screen.
it was really embarrassing to watch him just muddle through technology and try to make it work.
We had to help him set up his printer too. It was
Yeah.
rough.
You can't be good at everything, guys. You can't be good at everything. So there's got to be some weakness somewhere.
But I do have a friend that still has a Zune and he still uses it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he can't add any more music, but whatever's on it, he still uses it. He'll plug it into stuff. It's great.
Was that Microsoft? Who made the Zoom?
Yeah, it's Microsoft. I
That was
think.
Microsoft?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a stain.
Yeah, he is he's really anti Apple, so he has to support anything that's not Apple. So he's still supporting the Zune years
Hey,
later.
you know what? I appreciate the loyalty. That must
But
be a
what-
loyal man.
One day it's gonna be, like when Guardians of the Galaxy came out and that like Sony Walkman was
Yeah,
like
come back.
it went up. It was like $300 or $400 it cost on eBay. It's gonna be the same thing. He's gonna have Zunes ready to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the Home Alone Talk Man or whatever that was.
Talk Boy, the Talk Boy. Yeah,
We talked about that last week when these
We did.
schmucks bailed
We
on
did.
us.
Cool. So what's up with you guys? Anything new?
Look, I don't want to brag, but 10 years with the missus this weekend.
Hey, that's nothing to sneeze at. Good job. Good job.
I mean, this
She hasn't left me
for
yet.
you holding on to her and for her putting up with you for 10 years.
I know.
Obviously, cheers to you.
Don't leave.
I mean, I think I said it on Twitter. Obviously married up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
way to go, buddy.
100%.
Those
Stockholm
pictures were
syndrome is a
hard.
real thing. I'll just say that.
I have the same mug, but it says my name on it. Not Papa Bear. It doesn't say Papa Bear. It says a different name.
Hey, there he is. Dave Sandwich.
Yes. I have a nefarious scheme to get more viewers next time.
Oh
What are
yeah.
you gonna do?
Topless.
To whoever can guess what I ate for dinner before stream, because I'm not going to eat on stream next week. Because I hate watching myself eat. When I watch
Oh,
the
we
videos
love
back, I'm like,
Watching yourself
oh,
eat. That's the best part of the stream.
come on. I have to take a drink with every bite. It's so weird. I'm such a freaking weirdo.
Are you like
But
like a power eater, like one of those competitive eaters?
No, I have. It's the dumbest thing of all. I have throat anxiety, and I feel like if there's not liquid with the bite, it won't go
Mhm.
down.
Yeah. I'm like that too.
It's weird. I like 7, 8 years ago. It started like I had a panic attack, and then like this weird like throat and breathing anxiety came out of it, and like now I have to like unless I'm not thinking about eating. If I'm just eating without thinking, then it's fine. But yeah,
Is
it's
Dan
anyway.
giving you is Macho giving you anxiety right now? Like,
Yeah, all the time. He's the primary source of
Are
anxiety.
you afraid he's gonna choke on that string?
Yeah.
I can pull it. All right.
Well, take that string out of your mouth. That's gross.
That is disgusting.
So here's
No,
my
dude.
curious scheme.
Yeah.
If someone can guess what I ate for dinner next
The
week.
answer is always tacos.
It's
Yeah,
always
it's
tacos.
not-
Are you gonna switch it up?
There's a lot of changing going on in this place. My son is on a health kick, so we're
I'm
like,
going with the burrito next week.
I had Chipotle tonight, so it probably won't be Chipotle next week. But my son's on a health kick, and so we have to like be creative a lot of the time on like what if we're all gonna eat the same thing. They're all at church tonight, so I'm like flying solo. But anyway, if whoever can guess it, I'm gonna send them a signed first printing of my my
Shinobi Sasquatch?
supplemental book. No, because who knows when that's gonna be out.
That's the best giveaway you can do that.
I could say
no
that.
obligation.
We could say I could say the first 100 people to guess, and they'll all forget about it by the time Shinobi Sasquatch comes. No. Of my supplemental book for Graveyard Shift 2.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got a story by me, a story by Von Klaus, one by Mark Polton, and it's art by Render Contender, Todd Mulrooney, and someone else. I'm sorry if I forgot.
Dang, dude, I want that one. Can I
But yeah,
get
I'm gonna send that all expenses paid on a trip to whoever's house. Yeah. So it's not the
pretty
biggest
cool.
gift ever, but I've got a few of them laying around, so might
That's
as well.
cool. That's cool.
I've got actually to their credit, John and Mark sent me a big stack of books, comps for. I didn't know I was getting comps. I got paid really well for that book, but they sent me comps too, like a lot of comps. So
That's great, man. That's what they should do. I mean, I'm glad they
Yeah.
sent you a lot too. That's really nice. They don't have to send you a lot. They should at least send you one.
Yeah, I
Yes.
thought I was getting. If I didn't know I was getting anything, but if I did, I figured it would be like the book that I wrote
Yeah.
part of. But it was like a big box on the doorstep, and it was like a stack like. You guys can't even see like this big
Wow.
books. And I was like, whoa, that's a lot of books.
Dude, that's awesome.
I've sold a few on eBay at this point. they do pretty well.
Hey,
But,
It's not like I wanted more.
Oh, yeah. We didn't need any.
No,
Don't worry
it's
about
not-
us.
Whatever. You sell those on eBay.
I need money, you guys. There's
You
video
just
games I
said
need
you were
to buy.
paid handsomely. You don't need
What?
the money.
Mark, he'll send you the link later to his eBay store.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You're gonna get a best offer request on eBay. Is what's gonna happen.
I
And it's
did,
gonna
and
say free ship.
like towards the end of the auction, somebody sent me like an offer of like literally like just $5 less than what I was asking. I'm like, dude, just freaking pay for it's $5. And then like right as it was ending, he bought it for the full amount that I was asking. And then he
Right.
split it up and sold everything for a huge markup. So good for him. Because I sold it as a big package, and he's selling everything for a markup. But I think those all sold. Anywho, yeah. So we can advertise that up until the next show, and if anybody even wants that book, then hopefully they'll show up to watch us.
That's a great prize. We should definitely do that.
Yep.
I'll even throw in a Graveyard Shift 2, like the actual book, so they'll get the
Hey,
Graveyard Shift 2 and
Whoa.
the supplemental. Boom.
hey, that's serious. All right, cool. Yeah,
Signed by me.
Mark.
So Marky's going to be competing then. Is basically
Yeah.
old Marximus 6 Amicus will be receiving
I didn't say
that
that.
supplemental.
That's good. So, guys, I went back and I did a marathon viewing of all of our past.
Oh gosh.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Not all of our Breaking Reds.
That's why he's all disheveled tonight. He's
Yeah.
Man, it was a marathon, bro. I was just listening to it and taking notes while I was working today, and we covered a lot of stuff for this book.
We did. There was like we were consistent for like a few weeks there.
Yeah.
I'll
we
take
went-
notes tonight.
In the time that we had, we really covered a lot of great stuff. So, I mean, I'm just thinking that tonight we could probably we could dive in a little deeper on story structure and just kind of figure out like where it's going to go in the middle, and then kind of like decide like if our ending that we've got for it is what we want. And I don't think at this point we worry about spoiling it or anything like that. We just kind of like let the process just be what it is between creative people, and then the product will come out when it comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's do can we do a recap of characters and what we got so far?
Yeah. Do you want to look at your chat and read that off, or I can do it? I can just.
No, why don't you do it because you're the one that wrote it.
And if you could use a good voice
Well,
when you read it.
Okay, here we go. Hold on a minute. I got to find it all. There's
You
a
know,
lot.
to entertain our audience of two,
he's
please.
got to find us a good voice.
Okay.
One man.
Here's the Drifters refresher. And I don't have the image of the Drifters to share with me. Did one of you have that image that we created?
Didn't you post it?
I posted it as a screenshot from the original.
Didn't you draw the original image?
I know.
Yes, I
Wait a
did.
minute.
I did draw it. I do not know where it is.
Wow. That shows you how much he cared about it.
Well, hold
No,
on. You were
care.
using your iPad like 5 minutes ago before we
What?
started.
Let's see.
Is it on your iPad?
No, it's not on my iPad, but I can pull it up from our messaging. But let me just read. Let's read first and see where this was. Okay, so Drifters refresher. Okay, this is just we need that picture. Hold on, I'll find.
I have it on
There
mine.
it is.
There it
Oh,
is.
you got it.
Ooh, yeah.
Sweet.
Look, we're freeze framed over there too.
Hey, look at that. Oh, I thought we were still streaming. We froze.
Trying to zoom.
It's like what changed? You got to open that like a
Oh man.
tab. Oh,
Okay,
this-
boomer.
This is painful.
What the heck?
Don't unfollow Mutt. Just,
Ah! I don't know what I did.
This looks like my mom's phone. She has that zoomed in to like.
Okay, forget about it. Someone else is gonna have to do it.
Oh.
What?
Okay,
All right, hold up. No, hold up.
take over, Mark.
Wow.
Farts over here. Hang on a second. You find Mutt's. This is embarrassing. This is why nobody joins our streams anymore.
Anymore.
Hey, we have 2 viewers.
We had how many?
We have 2.
Oh,
Wow.
It's
Tell
Dave.
Mutt to get off the stream.
It's Dave and Rick. So Dave a sandwich, my good
Yep.
friend Dave a sandwich,
and Sexy
and,
Rick.
and Sexy Rick from Cross Country.
Sexy Rick. Well, we're about to lose them. I just hope you know that.
How does Zoom
Okay,
work?
while you're finding that, I'm going to start reading. Okay.
Okay.
Well, no, hold up. Hold
Oh
up.
my gosh, this is
Oh,
awful.
No. Don't start. Share my screen.
You give me the
It's ridiculous.
thing.
Hold up.
Hold up. Hold up.
Boomer.
Hold up.
Hold up.
He's
Hey.
Yes.
All right.
clicking. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Add a stream. There we go.
You know I'm zooming, Cal? It's that
Enhance.
easy.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Nice. Now, if you can kind of like zoom in on some of
I
these
hope I don't have
characters
something embarrassing on my desktop to help you guys out here. Hang on.
while
I probably do. And there we go. All right. Do your thing.
well, just go to the image. You don't need to see the freeze frame of us.
No. This is what you get.
Oh, wow.
Okay, here we go. All right, so the group is called the Drifters. This is a comic book that we would like to create together as a team. Okay, so let's set it up like that. We had a lot of fun. This actually all started when we were trying to come up with a better team than the New Warriors, if you guys remember.
Mm-hmm.
We challenged ourselves that we could
Okay.
come up with a better team than that in one stream, and I think we definitely accomplished that.
Oh, hells yeah.
Get it.
So now what we've got is we've got something that we're all kind of interested in. It's kind of like something that's been growing a little bit, and behind the scenes we've been talking about it, and we've got sort of a, group of characters that we'd like to invest a little time in, and maybe see these things come, maybe see this story come to life. So if you'll zoom in on our first character, the team is called the Drifters, and they're called the Drifters because they're all a bunch of homeless drifters that are kind of like gathered in this one place in this halfway house. Okay, so that's sort of the setting up the group.
Wait, pause.
Yeah.
What are you-
Speaking of homeless drifters, I'm wearing the exact shirt and hat. What are the odds of
Oh, man.
Okay, keep
He's
going.
he's also showing. I think he was showing us how to eat a hot dog properly.
That is so great.
Okay, keep going.
All right. That was awesome. All right. So then the first guy's name is Bendlestaff.
Yes.
Bendlestaff is the most handsome of all of the characters.
Easily.
The most handsome
is,
self-insert in the.
Yeah.
He's named Bindlestaff. It's after the word. It's actually Bindlestiff, which is a bum or someone that would carry their belongings around in a sack. This is Bindlestaff. He actually carries an ancient staff because he is an ancient Celtic wizard, but he's trapped inside of a spell, which made him a hobo. And he doesn't understand that he is an ancient wizard.
Yeah.
But he sort of like begins to become aware of the fact that he's under a spell and that he really is an ancient Celtic wizard.
We just lost all our entire Christian audience. The people that burned their Harry Potter books.
Basically, Kel saying he left the YouTube page.
Oh man. Well, we'll try to work our way towards salvation for Bindlestaff, if at all possible. Nothing is impossible with God. So then,
Rick wants to know if does he sack people with that bundle?
I don't know how to answer that.
What he has.
We could have called him
That
bundles.
That sounds dirty to me. I don't know how to answer that.
So the answer is yes.
Bundle sack
Good old bundle sack.
doesn't have the same ring to it.
So this, by the way, this whole story is going to be kind of like action comedy.
Yeah.
So think Guardians of the Galaxy, Rush Hour. It's like
Rush Hour.
a lot of fun, a lot of funny jokes, but action.
Need Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
No, not like that at all. So Bindlestaff has a faithful dog companion, but this is actually a fellow wizard that was cursed to follow him around and help him. He can talk, but only Bindlestaff understands what he is saying. He's actually the best thinker on the team, but Bindlestaff takes all the credit because he's the only one that can hear the dog speak. Everybody else thinks he's just barking. And the dog's name is Finbar.
I love it.
Finbar.
All right. Next, we have Patient Zero.
Yeah.
Patient Zero was infected with a weaponized version of a certain virus.
This is Mark's favorite.
Well, no, it was until you changed his name to the most generic. Whatever. Go on. Go on.
Let's not open up old wounds.
Poke the bear.
Next week, debate stream: Patient Zero or COVID Ops.
I think we can say it now. Are we still live?
I don't think so.
Oh crap!
It's okay. We said it once last week and we didn't get copyright struck.
We'll revisit. TBD.
Oh, yeah.
TBD.
Put a pin in it.
Yeah.
Patient Zero is infected with the weaponized version of a certain virus, and he somehow became part man, part virus. He can target, infect anyone he touches. He's also great at hand-to-hand combat.
I thought we had something like he could absorb like sickness, right? And then he could
Yeah.
He also had like a social distance bubble, if I recall. Like an impenetrable social distance bubble.
Yeah.
Which made his nunchucks completely useless because
it's what
they're under 6 feet long.
It was all for show.
Yeah.
He's good with the nunchucks. He's just never had to hit anybody.
You just can't reach anyone.
Yeah. So yes to those things. Buffalo Phil is the next one.
Yeah, my favorite.
He's really cool, I think. And so Buffalo Phil he's a guy named Phil from Buffalo. He was on tour on a tourist thing in Japan, and he went into this ancient temple, and he had to go relieve himself, and he couldn't find a place, so he just urinated in an ancient urn. It so happened that this ancient urn was connected to an Oni mask. And this ancient Oni mask basically cursed him, came to life and cursed him to be a spirit, kind of like Dead Man, that could manipulate dead bodies to do his will. but he is forever cursed to be a part of the Oni mask.
That was a
So-
good one. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's an interesting
I
character.
told you, meet Silence of the Lambs. You got Buffalo Phil.
Yeah, Buffalo Phil.
Yeah.
The big gal on the other side is named Saison. She is an alien whose powers are changed by the atmosphere she's in. The seasons of the earth, the different climates, those things change her physically, and her physical body reacts to it. She's big and powerful during green seasons, and she's sleek and fast during cold seasons.
She's very body positive.
Body.
Oh, so body positive. And she has big old hair.
Look at this.
Yeah.
He skips church for one night, and
I know it.
you know?
And she just goes to pot, man. Just goes to pot.
Amazing. Amazing.
So then, okay. So the next character in the back there is his name is Short Fuse, and Short Fuse is I'm told I can't say the M word, so he is a small person.
Oh, M word. I was like, what?
No, the
It's like, no, you can't.
IDGE.
No, we know what it is.
Okay.
M as in mango. For the
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna everyone.
Yeah, we can't say that word. So he is a small person genius. He's kind of like he's a machine tech guy. He's kind of like
It's like Tony Stark and Rocket Raccoon mashed into one.
yeah. He's kind of like we were said. He's like a homeless.
Yeah.
Forge.
A really small homeless forge, right?
He can take like junk and quickly turn it into weaponry. Like he can take a fridge and an oven and turn it into a mech. You know.
Hmm.
And so he can kind of make those homemade weapons and things like that.
Yes.
Let's see. I think the last one is Weezer. He's the team speedster, but he's asthmatic. He can go very fast, very quickly, but only in short bursts because he has to have a puff from his inhaler, and he's got lung problems. And
I think we also discussed that even though he's going fast, the amount of distance he travels still affects him as though it were real time.
Yeah.
So if he goes super fast for a mile, he feels like he just ran a mile.
Yes.
yeah, I think we need to put a pin in that one too because then it might really limit some of the things we can do with him.
I think that was the point. He was kind of pathetic.
He's a guy who had a huffing addiction, and he was near a chemical facility, and they had some kind of secret gas that they were harboring, and somehow or another he stole it and huffed it, and as a result he became a speedster, super fast, but it messed his lungs up and gave him asthma. The villain, who I don't have any images of, but the villain is named Margox. And the villain that we're thinking about for the story, she is the sister of Saison. And she draws, like Saison, she draws her energy from the earth. And as she gets stronger, Saison gets weaker because they have this sort of kind of like Highlander thing going on where Saison has to be destroyed so that Margox can become fully powerful and be the rightful ruler of their world. And as it is, she is chasing Saison through the galaxy to try and destroy her. And she has harbored herself on Earth because she is a mostly peaceful, loving person and does not want to have to fight her sister. Margox she pulls power from the Earth's atmosphere, and as she does, her size, she develops these kind of like crazy wings, and sort of like this ordainment around her begins to grow. So she kind of becomes more powerful the longer she's in the atmosphere. So she's going to be the first villain that our team has to tangle with. And we had kind of talked about an ending. Do you guys want to get into that part now, or just kind of pause after the?
I there were other. I almost want to talk about other avenues we were going down at one point, but
Yeah.
I remember at one point we were going to make Bindle Sack a very flawed character because he was killing drifters for Buffalo Phil.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
happened.
Oh, dude, I love that.
Well, my thought on that is that Buffalo Phil would not have problems finding bodies in the alleys.
Now remember where they are. They all kind of come together because they're living at a halfway house. It's gonna be kind of central to the first story, I believe, is what we kind of talked about. So maybe Buffalo Phil has a bad habit of
Killing drifters,
possessing people at the halfway house or something like that.
Did we also discuss? I thought we talked about the actual halfway house was was almost like a Doctor Who thing going on there, where it was like a cardboard box that Bindlestaff had created, but you go inside and it's like a HQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. But we had also talked about there being a central character who was like a good, giving, sort of like Christian woman, who was the caretaker of the house.
It's like the Aunt May.
Right. And she would be kind of like, what's really good in the world. She would kind of represent the goodness, and she would bring them together as a family, as a group of people that actually cared about each other. Right. So somehow or another, Buffalo Phil's got to fit into that, I think, because that's pretty strong storytelling.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's going to be hard for her to put up with him killing people,
killing all the inhabitants of the
walking in with new bodies. You know what I mean? Every day.
Right.
You know what? It's like.
Phil.
Go ahead, Cal.
I was just gonna say an interdimensional halfway house that's specifically for messed up people with abilities.
Yeah.
But it's run by this Christian lady.
Yeah.
It kind of brings back reading Madeline L'Engle when I was a little kid. A Wrinkle in Time. Those her book. She's a Christian, a solid Christian. As far as I remember, but wrote this really crazy sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we can harness a little bit of that with this, and it won't be weird.
That sounds cool.
It's been done.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea that this sweet old Christian lady knows that she kind of has this home that all these weird, maybe dark misfits come to, and she unconditionally loves them, for who they are.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool, actually. And without it being sappy, it also makes me think a little bit of. Did any of you guys watch Umbrella Academy?
No,
Yeah.
Christian.
I watched season. Oh, I read the graphic novel. I don't think I watched the whole season.
In
I saw
the
first season.
in the show, what's great is they're all in that house, and it was under different circumstances, so it's kind of dark. But
Yeah.
they call that the lady mom,
Yeah.
and Diego has this really he has this I guess he didn't have a mom, and so she is this really super important person to him. And some of the others, they she's important, but ultimately not as much. But it might be kind of funny if it's Buffalo Phil is he loves her unconditionally. Maybe Buffalo Phil, his mom died or something. I don't know, and he's he has this thing, and he has a very special relationship with her. I think there could be some really funny gags and stuff in that.
Yeah, in that show or in that series, they really do love the mother, even though I think she's an android, isn't she?
She's like a robot, I think.
Yeah. So, but it just shows that it doesn't matter because kindness is kindness.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So when someone is actually caring for you, that you do, you're going to treat that person.
I think that could be the key for maybe the kind of the ending of this book, or the culmination of this book, maybe our villain finds out something about this kind of crazy interdimensional whatever halfway house,
Mm-hmm.
and is trying to destroy the halfway house, and like she like basically, it's like a race to save whatever our loving woman is at the center of this halfway house. It's like to save her ultimately.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Do you guys like that?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay. So we got to figure out then a little bit about the the interdimensionality and how that works.
Yeah, like maybe it might be kind of like how Doctor Strange has he has the the seventh sanctum or whatever. What's it called?
Sanctum Sanctorum.
Sanctum Sanctorum. Yeah. So it's kind of like a nexus of power. I think like it's a place where they keep all the powerful artifacts and knowledge and things like that. Like maybe this halfway house is like that in some way, like it's special in some way, but it looks ordinary and run down like a brownstone in Chicago or New York,
Yeah.
like that. And it's special somehow. So this villain, like whether it's Margox or whatever we decide to do, if they think that's their route to power, they go after it.
That's kind of interesting. I think in the first story, the Margox is just going after Saison, and she will basically chase her down no matter where she is, and she'll destroy anything she needs to get to her.
Yep.
That's probably enough motivation for our villain right there, that she can basically rule over not just her own planet, but even Earth, because she finds out how powerful she is on Earth. So then, but what that does is it opens up, other story opportunities, like for the next stories, for the interdimensionality or the power of the halfway house to be something that's exploited.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
What's his name? Dwarge, the Forge.
Short fuse.
Dwarf.
Short fuse.
Short fuse.
Dwarf fuse.
He could ultimately come up with something for Buffalo Phil to stop killing people, like some kind of robo suit or something he can go in.
Yeah,
I don't know. We haven't established the rules if it has to be a fleshy thing or if he can just pop into anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's a good question, because if it can be an android of some kind or robotic of some kind.
What if it's like Krang from Ninja Turtles and it's like just a brain?
Yeah.
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 I was going to say, because what's Buffalo Phil, he could have had that problem, like having people killed somehow. Because like the halfway house, obviously the whole thing is that you used to have a problem.
Yeah.
You have to be sober while you're while you're in residency there.
That's good.
So that was an issue for him, obviously.
like he feels bad because he has to keep inhabiting dead people. Like maybe it feels gross to inhabit a dead person. Like obviously,
he likes those fresh live people.
He likes his fresh bodies.
I think it gives him a rush, but it doesn't like how it feels after.
Yeah.
Does the body have to be dead?
That's what I was going to say. Does he need to? Can he inhabit?
I was thinking it could need to be a dead body, but like he likes the fresh dead bodies because they don't stink as much.
Right, like he's aware of its limitations as a corpse.
But maybe because that's the curse, right? They wouldn't give you a good curse. Like the curse is that you have to inhabit dead bodies, and who wants to be around a dead body?
Yeah,
right.
It could be that he's just an American, and so he's just got a little bit of ingenuity about him, and so he kind of figures out that even though if he's trapped in an Oni mask, he can still transfer his, he can have sort of a representation of life, even if it's not real, with dead people.
Yeah. Well, I like the angle of him getting short fuse to rig him something up or whatever, or the team helps him. They're going to help each other out. They're in the halfway house, like Cal's angle's right, and I kind of like that idea.
We should have it so at the end he kills Margot dies and he has to just take Margot's body, and Short Fuse finds a way to kind of preserve the body a little bit so we can keep using it.
Well, she's an alien. Maybe it never It rocked.
Well, if Margot dies, that means Saison becomes way more powerful. So do we want to sort of maximize her power in the first story, or do we want Margot to live so that she doesn't get that much power?
Margot's on the verge of death, and the moment she dies, Buffalo Phil takes over the body, so it's kind of alive again. So he needs to be in her body to kind of counterbalance Saison. Saison.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
So does that mean that we have a sort of a Buffalo Bill Margox hybrid?
Puts the spirit in the body.
That's creepy. That's creepy.
So here's a spitball, and just throw it in the trash if it sucks. But what I like the idea of starting this group, like we mentioned in chat, like already formed, no origin story.
Yeah.
But what if part of the origin that we can kind of flash back to, as much as I like Bindlestaff, like knocking off hobos for Buffalo Phil, what if like when Patient Zero or Blank Ops, what if he like when he first got his power didn't know how to control it, and he would go places and people would just die,
Kill him out.
and Buffalo Phil like noticed, and he just started kind of following him around, and he just
followed
followed bodies that were in his wake, and so that's how they met. I don't know.
But only
I mean,
1.111% of those people end up dying.
That's pretty good. But that's good canon material, man.
Yeah. It's kind of like one of those like a black humor, like kind of a situation.
I like that. Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, we can do it.
The file
Well, it works
that
until
away.
people found a cure for.
Yeah.
Then he just started following the vaccinated people.
He meets the girl. Like he could stop. Like they could be like a good duo, and then like he meets a girl. Patient Zero meets a girl named Moderna, and they
Oh my god.
they kind of hit it off, and
Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson.
But she keeps killing people though, so follows her around.
Causing blood clots.
She kills other people for another reason.
we're definitely gonna get struck.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
Okay,
Still live, right?
we're not even live anymore. YouTube just shut us down.
YouTube shut the site down just to stop us.
Just kidding. I'm joking.
Okay, good.
I saw the look of panic in Dan's face.
I was like, are we still live?
He went dead silent for like a good 2 minutes.
I was thinking.
Yeah. No, someone tweeted this earlier, like that. The irony that, like yesterday, you would have been struck on and like
Crowder.
muted on YouTube for talking about a vaccine being harmful. But today, now that the like mainstream news has acknowledged that I think it's the Johnson & Johnson vaccine
Crowder.
causes blood clots.
Yeah.
Now it's okay, but yesterday it wasn't.
Yeah,
That's good. That's the one I got. Perfect.
that's the one I retweeted.
Oh, same thing.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think it was Steven Crowder.
Yes, that's who it was. Right. Yeah, that guy's awesome.
That's good.
Dan's like, stop, stop it.
Yeah. If we get struck, we get struck. I don't care that much.
We're so little; they're not
He
going
just
to
wants
do
to
it.
silence us and muzzle us. And
Yeah.
he actually didn't. He didn't get cut. He just turned off the stream that day. He was like, "This is too much. I can't stream anymore."
End broadcast. All right. So I was trying to think. I was looking at the image. So we're gonna start them fully formed, but how did they kind of all come to the halfway house? Is it something like well, first of all, we got to come up with the little old lady character,
Yeah.
and then did she find them or did they find her? Or
I kind of like the idea of her finding them. Like
Yeah.
she's like that's what she does. You know.
they're
Kind of
like,
roams the streets.
well, she could, that could be something like she might even have a power that we don't ultimately know or it's only hinted at. But
Oh, what if she's an angel?
That's like, yeah, we're tapping into Spawn territory there. That's-
yeah, for sure.
Boom,
Yeah.
Christian
Yeah.
comic. We did it.
Chris, boom, we did
did
it.
Well,
We're
I mean, she can simply be a person who has been tasked, like maybe heaven has assigned her this normal person to do this,
Yeah.
or she could have some kind of powers or something. I don't know. Just kind of.
Well, I mean, if she's a
Highway to
Christian-
Heaven meets X-Men.
If she's a Christian, God can just show her, or she her. It's not really her power. Like
She has Cerebrod. Is that Cerebrod?
Well, if we're going with legit like Christianity, like humans don't have any power of their own. It's God's power.
This might be bad. I don't know if this is sacrilegious or not. Don't be mad at me. What if what if she literally has like like God talked through to people through like a lot of different ways. But like, what if she literally has she has this little cabinet she goes to, she opens it up, and there's literally like a burning
hold up. Hold up. Trash can with a fire in it.
Trash can with a fire.
No, serious though. Have you guys heard of Watchmen?
Serious. I think that's the theme.
No, that's good. I want to stick with that. But have you guys heard of Watchman Nee?
No.
So he was like a Christian thinker. I don't know how long ago, but his belief is that Adam and Eve were created with more ability mentally than what we have now.
I've heard that.
That people with latent psychic ability, it actually is latent. It's like left over from when God created us perfect, and it's a really, really fringe view, but
that's how they could impose their will on animals. It's how they could live for 900 years. It's how they could have 400 kids. They're like superhumans.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe Jenny has a little bit of this, a little bit of that latent ability from before the fall, before we were kind of stripped of that, and maybe the tree of life gave. I don't know. I don't want to get too Christian in this book, but
I'm not trying to. I definitely don't want it to be like a track necessarily, but I want it to have. We're for Christian creators. I want to have some kind of a Christian worldview.
In the comic.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm just trying to restrain myself.
Print it as a track when it.
Yeah.
Like a chick track.
You hand them out. You go to the mall and you hand them out to people.
We can put them on urinals and stuff like that. So
you go door to door.
Those are always my favorite.
It's okay. So speaking of that, I think this is a good time where we could kind of capture an essence. Okay. So for me, I'm thinking homeless people, they find a way to kind of contribute to society or whatever. They find the way to tap into their special abilities, right? It's just all about redemption. It's all about getting a chance to use what you can do for good, right? You were a person that was, out here just looking for the next body or looking for the next gas to huff or whatever, or you're a runaway from a distant planet. But ultimately, when the power of love from God draws you into this halfway home, you are kind of reborn, and you have this ability to go out and redeem yourself.
Yeah, that's cool.
It kind of I think that if we can kind of stay there, that's all you need as far as the Christian worldview. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah,
I agree.
Totally.
Theme song will be Petra, Homeless Few. If you know that song, you're a big dork.
Petra
I actually don't know that one. When I was
It's old school Petra.
when I really wanted
There's some old school Petra I love.
When I really wanted to
old
create
school
comic
stuff.
books for the sorry guys, I keep cutting you off.
No, you're fine.
I was gonna say when I really wanted to make comics, I was also a really new Christian, and I created this character, and I was so excited about it, and I would envision the day when it would be a movie, and the song was it was a POD song, of course, but it's this I pledge, and I'll take it to my death. I'll lay my life down for you and die over again.
Is that Southtown? Is that Southtown?
It's POD.
Yeah, is the song Southtown?
Oh no, it's on
Southtown,
that.
did you know the
It's on their
keys?
first commercial album, Satellite.
Yeah.
Was it Southtown the first? Oh, was Satellite the?
Crap, I
That
can't.
came out on 9/11. That's. I remember that one.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm just like, hey, let's use that. Let's use that. Anyway,
Well, when we make the soundtrack, it'll have that POD song
Yes.
and Petra, Almost Feel.
yes, and Petra needs to be on there.
Good cheese song.
Oh, Petra.
We can release a playlist that people can listen to as they're reading.
And turn it off really fast. Like, this is the worst playlist ever.
Dude, I used to love Petra, man.
I like it's my my guilty pleasure. I play it.
Dude, I love Petra.
If you read
70s
Starfest,
Petra.
you know that 90% of that was drawn to old school Petra.
That's great.
Okay, we
That's
lost
what-
all our viewers.
Oh no!
You can't lose what you never had.
So let's create this. You want to create this character real quick? Oh,
Ooh!
what's that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't tease. Give it back. Look at that.
I'm
Is
kind of
that-
thinking Margot.
Margox.
Did we originally say like her name was
Greta Braid?
Margot, but everybody calls her Margox?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you're right. It's like-
Right, and she's like, the name is Margot.
yeah.
Is her last name really Greta Braid?
Oh yeah, that's right, Greta Braid.
Margot Greta Braid. I love it.
Yeah,
How dare
Margot.
you? I shouldn't even
Just
be
keep calling her
here.
Margot.
I said, how dare you the whole time?
How dare you? It's Margot.
We're gonna have to put "How dare you" at some point there.
How dare you?
Okay. Where do you guys want to go from here? Because I feel like we got some good foundational stuff. We need some real story.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we haven't really figured out how they interact with Margox or
Okay.
first
If-
encounters.
If you're going to open up with the team already in place, that gives you a lot of sort of explanatory problems. If you're not going to show the origins, right?
Yeah, I just don't think we have that much room.
Right. So if you want to start out that way, I'm just saying like you need sort of like some situational explanation. Like normally, you know, the Avengers would go out and have a battle, and during the battle, you would see what they can do, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
But in our case, we're going to have to come up with something interesting that shows who they are, what they're about in a quick way so that you can kind of get on with the rest of it. I think you guys agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What if we do? I'm trying to think of an example where I've seen this before.
Could it be?
Like-
Oh, sorry. Go on. You got
I was gonna say, what if we start it with like a minor threat, like something that they're kind of teaming up to take down, and it's like kind of like, so we launch into action right from the get-go. We see them each using their abilities, and that's done, and that, you know, it almost could be a cold open type thing, like, or a teaser, you know,
Dave
like at the
Sandwich
beginning
wrote
of the
Cold
story.
Start.
Huh?
Dave Sandwich wrote Cold Start. He was on
Yeah.
the wavelength there.
Yeah, and then when they're regrouped back at the halfway house, then we can kind of launch into the actual story. But that would give the viewer or the reader like an instant knowledge of what each of them are capable of, you know.
Or one idea could be Margox is captured, kidnapped. What's her face? The caretaker.
Oh, like
And
right
it
away.
starts with her torturing her, like she's already got her,
Oh.
and trying
we
to get
could do
information.
like,
She doesn't know who these other drifters are. She knows her sister.
We could start at the end, basically.
Yeah, like she's caught her. She's interrogating her. She's learning about the drifters, and then they bust in the Saber or whatever. I don't know, but
Well,
Right.
yeah. I mean that's cool. It's hard to do really well, I think. But you do
that's not my problem, writer.
well, I was thinking, like, you do yeah, like our caretaker's already taken, and you see her maybe whatever, she's gotten knocked around a little bit, and then it's the team, and they're like sitting, you know, at a table in their interdimensional halfway home, and they're like what do we do now, you know?
I don't know. That feels to me like you're starting out, you're explaining Spider-Man by having Doc Ock
Yeah, I get it.
still
I
Aunt May.
I think that's a better storyline for something like a movie. It'd be hard to do in a comic. I was just
Well, and I mean, just from you know, like the writer, you said writer standpoint, like that kind of thing, you want like if something tragic happens, you want the reader to already be endeared to that character.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
You
right.
know, and so having her kidnapped right away, you don't really care about her yet. You
Right,
know?
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think we need to have her. We need to show her being the awesome person she is
Right.
a little bit first.
We could do basically her saving each of them with exposition, like a narration. Like, you know what I mean? Like the book basically is her showing up for each one of them, like picking somebody up out of an alley, like I don't know, cleaning Buffalo Phil's dirty, disgusting Oni mask. I don't know.
Zack Snyder slow motion montage.
Like I mean, like well, not that, but like you know, they're like sweet moments, and it's talking about why they're all together. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah,
and
you know,
then,
we could.
and then
we could-
and then you've seen what she does, and then when she
Yeah.
goes, you're like, oh, she really does mean something to each one of those people.
You know, I'm seeing this as you're talking. I'm seeing this as a TV show, so I don't know if this is a comic book, but like if we did a thing like they're in action when we start. Let's say, Weezer is like delivering a punch to an enemy or something. Like he zooms around, and then it would like freeze frame, and she'd be like, "When I found Weezer, he was blah blah
Yeah.
blah,"
Yeah.
and then it zooms back into the action, and then it goes to the next character, and so you could kind of see them doing what they do, and then also see where they came from and why she was integral to them becoming a hero from being like an addict or being a murderer or whatever,
Dave,
again, that might take up too much space. What's that?
Dave Sandwich had an idea about everybody likes the dog. Do something with the dog.
Yeah.
You could have the whole
Yeah.
story being narrated by the dog.
Oh my
But
gosh.
Only
That
what's his face is listening, and he just like tells him to shut up or something at the end, or something like takes
Bendel-
credit for this.
at the end, Bendel stiff is or Bendel, Bendel. He's like, "Shut up."
Shut up.
Shut up. Nobody likes
Trying to sleep.
He could say, what's her name? What's the lady's name?
We don't have a name, I don't think.
You
Somebody
guys
call
are
her Jen.
calling her Wendy or Jenny.
I heard
Somebody
Jen.
Right.
Jenny.
So let's say it's Jenny. So the dog could be like, when Jenny found Weezer, he was blah blah blah. So it can still be the dog narrating
Yeah.
and showing. But this is a letterer joke, so most people probably won't get it. But it would be funny to be like to have the first narration box and have the little asterisk. Then at the bottom it would say translated from dog.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then the whole rest of the time, you're literally reading a dog talking.
No, I think that is
Or
incredible.
it's a surprise ending, like you realize it ends and it's him just talking to
It-
Or that.
The last
Yeah.
panel is the dog just talking. Like, and that's how we got to the halfway house.
You could put an asterisk on the first dialogue or the first narration box and not have an explanation box till the last page.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Translated from
yes.
dog.
That's the kind of gag I want to see in a comic book.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would
that's
really
good.
appreciate that.
Cool. All right.
I like that a lot, actually. That he's narrating the story, kind of. Well, what's cool is it starts as a narration and then it picks up as you're experiencing this story, and at the
Yeah.
end finish. It's like the never-ending story. You're watching the movie, and it's kind of narrated, and then it turns into this like crazy adventure, and then it ends.
Right.
Well, I guess it ends with him running through the street, Falcor sweeping down. But anyway.
So the dog was like an ancient wizard also.
Right.
So we talked about there being some Celtic or Gaelic accent. Maybe it's just sort of like an old ancient looking font that we use for the text boxes, but somehow or another making it seem old and important
Yeah.
Right.
in its language. And
Is there a
narrate.
dog that's like Irish? Like an Irish
Finbar
dog?
I think Finbar, the name was,
Irish sheepdog? Is that are they Irish? Sheepdog?
Anyway, sorry, Mud, I cut you off. Sorry.
Well, no, I mean that's basically it. I was just thinking like that the dog could, if you guys go with that where the dog is narrating, even if you don't know it's the dog, it could be a outside voice narration.
Mm-hmm.
that's happening all the way through the book until the end, and you realize it's the dog's perspective.
Yeah,
There-
I like that.
There is a
But-
Saint Finbar of Cork. Who's a Saint.
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh,
Hmm.
Yeah, but I really think that Finbar is comic relief in a lot of those scenes because
Yeah,
I looked at it, he's probably the most powerful in the group, but like
Yeah, right.
nobody wants to acknowledge
Yeah.
him.
So at one point we said he lost in a wizard's duel to
yeah,
Bindlestaff.
weren't they like enemies or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, Bindlestaff like basically put him under a spell to where he was a loyal lapdog to Bindlestaff. but then Bindlestaff got put under another spell to where he's a hobo.
They
And
curse.
so
Dude,
the dog gets
that's
stuck.
good.
It's stuck
Double
with
curse.
it.
I did,
Stuck
they
together.
both tried to curse each other at the same time, and it just
Yeah.
like,
I was gonna pitch something like that, and it's already reality, so that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I just have this scene in my mind that I hope can make it into the book somewhere where Bindlestaff like farts and blames it on the dog.
Dude, every time I fart, I blame it on my dog.
Yeah,
It's hilarious, dude. That's great.
no,
yeah, I've taught my kids to shift blame, and it's pretty great.
and Finbar is just angry because he's like berating Bindle.
You stinky dog, go outside.
That's a whole nother level. Like it made me realize, like, think what if my dog understood what I was saying?
Yeah.
Because that's it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
because the dog actually knows that he's blaming him, and he can't do
He
anything
can't
about
do
it.
anything about it. Everybody
I think
thinks
they did that he's
follows Bindlestaff around, but he's
he keeps contradicting Bindlestaff's great ideas for the plan to win the day, and then to send him out, he farts and blames it on him and sends him out of the room.
exactly.
He kicks him out.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. All right. I think we got some good gold in here. So you could start out with Bindlestaff and Fillmore. What's his name? Falcon. What's his name?
What?
Fangor. What's the
Finbar.
dog's name?
Finbar?
Finbar. Yeah. You start out with Bindlestaff and Fingar. Finbar, sorry, in a situation, right? Like, so you sort of like, you're going to kind of start with the dog and you're going to kind of end with the dog as just like as a narration trick, you know?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So then you start out, so like your opening scene has those two characters, probably in the middle of something they don't want to have to deal with. And they're maybe they're rushing, trying to rush home or get home with something that everybody needs, right? Or maybe just somebody, or maybe just they need, but whatever. They're just trying to get back to their interdimensional halfway house.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're in a sort of a mixing it up situation. Somehow or another, the team has to come out and help them sort of get out of the situation quickly so they can get back to the interdimensional halfway house. So it's just a quick situation. It's not necessarily a battle. It can be that they just stole something from somebody, or, you know, they're trying to get back with a big, you know, a new magic ball or something. I don't know. You know, whatever item you want to give them that they needed, that they had to go get at a museum and then had to bring it back to the halfway house.
Yeah.
And then so they're being chased by policemen or something like that. And then the other team has to come out, kind of distract, get them out of harm's way, and then all meet back at the halfway house.
Yeah.
So you get a real quick, you know, like 3 or 4 pages where you can see the team, what they can do, et cetera, et cetera. And then it can even be stupid. Like they get back to the halfway house and like, why did you go through all that for this? This is not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But at that point, at least you've already kind of given sort of an opening scene, some action, and then you kind of demonstrate what everybody can do.
Yeah,
and
I like that a lot. That's good.
And then from that point, maybe Jenny becomes she becomes like the person that says, okay, listen, I've gotten word from the fiery trash can that there's a new drifter who has actually just entered our atmosphere. and she's kind of like she's going to land, Central Park or wherever, and I need you guys to go get her and bring her home.
Mm.
So then they go and they in superhero books, if you meet somebody for the first time, you have to fight.
Oh yeah.
So maybe,
I was about to say they're gonna
maybe,
fight.
she's like Swamp Thing or whatever, and she's trying to figure out what's going on in this new planet, and she's discombobulated, and before they can tell her that they're friends, they're already having to deal with her, her situation. So then they get her and get her figured out, get her calmed down. They explain what's going on. They get her back, and I'm just spitballing, so you guys just tell me to shut up, whatever. They get her back to the halfway house, and they establish who she is and what's going on. Then she describes her situation, and that's when we know Margox is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once we know Margox is coming, that's when they have to figure out what they're going to do. And maybe their dilemma is, this is not an earthbound person. This is an extraterrestrial. So it's a new type of drifter.
Mm-hmm.
But Jenny is the constant source of, no, we have to do the right thing. Guys, we need to do the right thing. And and everybody else has their own selfish reasons why they don't want to have to deal with intergalactic problems. And I've got to go find a new fresh body.
Phil really wants that extraterrestrial meat suit.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill her.
Yeah. There could be all kinds of like crazy things, but as they're, because they're sort of irredeemable, and we're going to make them more redeemable. As the story goes on.
Okay, I dig it.
Yeah, that's good. So why does Margox want to kidnap Jenny? Did you guys say that? Did I miss that part?
I think she gets stronger if one sister dies, the other one gets the power or something.
Yeah,
She's not trying to kidnap Jenny. She's trying to destroy Cezanne.
And we're gonna find Cezanne like half dead, maybe, right? Like she's
gotten beat. Yeah, she got beat up.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a part where one of you guys pitched where Jenny was kidnapped by Margox or something?
I was saying an opening for it could be she was kidnapped, and that's how.
Oh, okay. All right. Forget about it.
But in typical breaking rad fashion, vetoed.
Get your button ready, because I can.
No, I don't need to. I got nothing else to say.
No, it's kind of brewing.
No, it's
Yeah.
Okay, go. No, cool. We're good.
No. Use your
I
ideas.
think we need though somebody needs to be able to be like a transporter, like so. We don't even really have anybody that like flies or anything, right? I guess.
Yeah, but that role, the best person for that role would be. I was thinking Buffalo Phil.
Okay.
Because he could probably transport them through the spirit world somehow, maybe like Shadow, like.
I was thinking,
like Cloak, maybe.
Yeah, Cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, Short Fuse could build some kind of.
Yeah, I think because Buffalo Phil seems like the most useless character. Well,
that's why I like him, because he's pretty incompetent.
I think he should, but like he needs to find out that there's something he can do that is like actually very beneficial.
Yeah,
like that for example.
Yeah,
and I like the idea that he's useful. I'm sorry, you won.
No, it's okay. Finish.
I was gonna say useful in the sense that he's pretty useless until the end when if we go with this, has to take over Margox's body and kind of preserve her somehow.
Yeah.
Is his mask physical?
Yes,
does it go with him everywhere?
Yes.
So what if Short Fuse uses the mask to build like something that can transport everybody through, like
Okay. Like he's like
a bus. What if it's an old broken down bus?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, and he like
they do a little Starfish cameo, give him a cardboard spaceship.
Yeah, so Buffalo Phil would actually be like an AI in the ship for a certain amount of time, like a.
That's genius.
He's the bus driver.
I love that.
I love
He's
it.
the bus driver.
He's the bus driver. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
That is so good. Yeah, he builds some like crazy looking bus that can like punch through dimensional walls, and he puts that Oni mask on like a mannequin in the front seat, hooks them up somehow.
Yes.
He still charges them to ride the bus too.
You made me
Your
recline.
tokens.
Dude,
Gotta recline. Oh no, he's reclining so hard.
Okay, I'm back up.
All right.
I love that. I think that's great.
Yeah, me too. I like that.
I was
But
thinking
you
hood
know-
ornament, but dude, mannequin with a mask on is so much better. Oh my gosh.
He like that's just like the socket he plugs the mask into to
But-
use his spiritual energy is like
Yeah.
the mannequin head. Like as like it's like
But
his
it-
major and it's funny, so he does it.
This
But
book
he-
is gonna be so good. Oh my god.
no. He hates it though because it's like I don't know how to compare it, but it's like something that's synthetic. It's not real.
Yeah.
So like it's sort of like tricks. It's a way
What's
to kind
that?
of trick the spirits into
Mhm.
like making it happen physically, but he hates it because it just feels so wrong to him.
Feels that sweet meat.
To have to be in a mannequin instead of a real person.
But he has to like he basically sacrifices for the team whenever they have to go somewhere.
Yeah, he hates it. He hates being the
That's
bus
why he
driver.
charges for the bus ride because he
Yeah.
doesn't want to do it.
But he
What
does
if
it
the
for
mannequin
Jenny.
has like a human skull on it or something? Like, because it has to like adhere to the curse, and the
What
curse,
if it's a skeleton?
or like a
Oh,
like science teachers have in their classroom, like a human skeleton. Like I don't know
Yes.
if they used to be real. They're probably not anymore. But
Yeah.
That could be
Something
what they're
like
doing at
that.
the beginning. They're breaking into a museum to get a human skeleton
Oh, that's
yes. Oh my gosh.
to build the bus.
Yeah, and because that was Ginny's idea, so that they stopped killing people for a body, and they were gonna just use a skeleton and dress it up or whatever. Because the skeleton won't stink. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Buffalo Phil's using human bodies; they eventually stink, and then he has to get a new one. So if you
Yeah.
get a freaking skeleton from the bio teacher's classroom, oh
You think
man,
somebody would have fun drawing that, like in action, like a skeleton with Oni mask on it?
Well, I think what you do is
You
you
wouldn't
can
have fun drawing that.
dress
That's
the
great.
skeleton up, right? Like he can have a black hoodie on or something.
Right.
Like a bunch
Yeah.
of kids, he's got like an old trench coat.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
like he's sitting there and he's got a hoodie on, and you like see a skull in there, and
The Oni mask.
and the Oni man, like that would actually be a pretty cool looking character.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
he has to, he does his thing. It'd be funny because like his arm rips off and it's like a skeleton hand, and then the skeleton hand grabs somebody's face or something. I don't know. Lot you
Yeah.
can do with it, I feel like.
I love it.
Okay. All right. So they're we've gotten them sort of through almost like the middle, right? You've given them the big issue, the big problem, right? Margox is coming. They Cezanne and Jenny have a moment, right? And
Yeah,
once-
there has to be a tender moment.
yeah, and once Jenny decides that she's a drifter, that she's officially someone that we're going to keep,
Mm-hmm.
then and it's all these people are homeless, so the fact that they have a home is the most important thing to them. So Jenny is the central sort of like spiritual character,
Yeah,
so like if Jenny wants something, it's hard to say no, like if she's going to be like mom. So like if mom's ticks, what mom likes and doesn't like. And, if you miss a holiday, or if you don't call her, or if you don't check in or whatever, like she's going to get a little bit testy.
right.
Mhm.
So we can pull a lot of those kinds of things as motivations for each character. Which what Dan was saying was that's a lot of what they do in the Umbrella Academy with their
Yeah.
father,
Yeah.
the mother figure, and the butler. They're all kind of like connected emotionally to these people, so they kind
Yeah,
of
they have all their own like demons that they're facing, and that's going to be hard to put through in a book. I mean, in a way, I think you can do that. Just
You give a taste of it, and then you're prepared for future.
yeah,
Sure.
exactly. But then they also have their demons they face, but then they have their anchor, which is going to be Jenny or whoever that basically grounds them back to the halfway house.
yeah.
It's pretty cool, and that's easy. I think that's not terrible. Like it's not going to be super duper hard to do. Well, it might be hard to do anyway.
Yeah.
I think you can do it. Is what I'm trying to say.
We got E. Ortiz in the house, and he's who are these guys? These guys are all the Goons squad. E.
Zack Zyder, obviously.
Zack Ryder, the Dino Rider.
Zack Zyder, the Dino Rider. We got Maximus 6, Amicus,
Say Amicus.
and of course, Macho, and he does very truly owe you.
I do. I gave you yours. I gave you yours.
Stop.
You didn't give Jimmy his digital.
I did the one and I was drinking milk. Remember?
No.
You're stubborn as my children. Give the man a fist bump.
I'm gonna find that. I did.
Give him a high five.
I'm gonna find it.
Do it.
He did. It's okay. Jimmy, we know he didn't do that.
I did.
We'll
I would do it, but no one asked me.
I did. I'm gonna find it.
But by the way, can you please cover up the back of your Apple Pencil? That was driving me nuts. Where's your cap?
This.
Cap on that?
It's secondhand.
I don't like this.
So there's no. Do you have a cap? Do you have an extra cap you could send me?
No, because I use it. I use it on mine. Put the little extension piece that goes on
What?
top.
I don't have
Is that
that.
the Apple thing? The
How do
Apple
you
Pencil thing?
Yeah, it's an Apple Pencil.
Oh, I ain't never seen one up close before.
That is stop that.
I'm poor people, man.
Me too. This one was
All my
given-
money goes to reclining couches.
I wish I had me a reclining couch.
You know what? You sacrifice the cushiness, like the sinking in. You sacrifice that for being able to put your legs up and
Are you capable of sitting on a chair without putting your legs up? Because I can't sit unless my feet go up. My wife keeps trying to buy couches that don't have like recliner things on, like the leg rests on them, and it drives me up the wall. I don't sit in those chairs.
Yeah.
No.
We're
We're not all 7 feet tall either.
Now that I have a reclining couch, it's really hard to sit. We had friends over the other day, and like the only seat open was the middle part on the big sofa that doesn't have a recliner. And I'm like, I'm just gonna sit at the dining room table because that sucks. You can't put your feet up. Oh, I love it.
Margox.
Margox braid.
That is nice. That is
Oh,
very
I
nice.
gotta give her a braid. Forgot. We were wanting to give her a braid.
You could add her
No
to
one-
the full picture of the team, except you lost the picture.
I got it somewhere.
Maybe it's
Okay, so
maybe it's with that Apple Pencil cap. The whole time I'm watching you, I'm like, he's gonna accidentally chew on it or like slam it into a wall or something. Oh, don't no. Mm-mm. You were stop that. Stop that.
Stick it up your nose, Mutt.
Yeah, do it.
Things that I just don't do it.
I love that it bothers him so much.
what if her braid is like almost like a power plug? You know what I mean? Like in
Plug into the atmosphere.
Like in Avatar.
yeah. Give her this
That
big-
makes me uncomfortable.
No, I don't like that. Those Avatar things were used for sexual purposes.
Yeah.
People need more
Oh, I
dogs
didn't
flying around
watch
with a big old danger on their head.
Wait. Well, hey, Luke.
I didn't buy into the hype.
Not me either.
You didn't go see Avatar?
I did. I loved it.
Thank you. It was a good movie.
It was a good movie, but it's a little bit on the
It's not a great movie, but it was a fun experience for the time.
my left. You're right. Is on the left side of the equation.
It was a fine movie. I
No,
enjoyed it.
if you're a true conservative, you wouldn't say that, but that's okay.
Wow.
How dare you?
Go back and watch it again with fresh
no, now I don't want
conservative
to.
eyes.
No, now I don't want to. Is it all about global warming or something?
No, it's all about natural resources and how we're using the military to take over a planet to get it's all about Iraq.
Oh no, I was on the side of the bad guys. They should have wiped the whole place out. It's creepy.
Yeah.
People out there having hair love with each other and
Yeah. It's about what's the word? Colonial. It's about colonization.
Colonization. Yeah.
Colonization.
Is that what it's all? I thought it was just like another Aliens knockoff.
No, it's a cool movie. I like the movie and all the creatures and
It's
what's
just
all
Dances
of
with Wolves meets Aliens.
Yeah, it was It was like
Are we not allowed to watch Dances with Wolves too? Is that anti-conservative
That's a
too?
great movie.
Which one?
Dances with Wolves, Kevin Costner,
Yeah.
or what was it, Last Samurai? Not the same premise too.
Last Samurai, not so much. Dances with Wolves, though.
Last Samurai, yes, it was the same premise.
Well, Last Samurai was more about tradition versus modernization.
Same kind of premise though. It's the lone whatever gets taken in by the whatever.
Yeah, but it's more about like honor versus not honor. You know, modern
Yeah,
warfare.
I do like that movie. I wanna watch that again.
But Dance with the Wolves was definitely more so. You know,
I mean, look, if you like it, that's fine. If you're just a leftist, you know,
no, I'm saying no. I'm saying no. I'm saying I'm
you're a big PETA guy now.
No. I'm saying my conservative mindset as I'm older doesn't allow me to appreciate Dances with Wolves as much as I used to.
When I saw
Dude.
Avatar, I was not thinking politically.
Do you guys remember when you could just watch a movie? and,
Right.
and you weren't like analyzing it to
That's
see
because
how
there was a
woke the
time
writers
when
are?
if they injected politics, they did it
Yeah, come on, preach.
intelligently. It was the basis for their movie.
Yeah.
They used it as a grounding. See, nowadays they would make that movie and the bad guys would all have Trump wigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd all be members of the KKK or something.
Yeah. The Patriot's a good movie.
Great movie.
Patriot.
Great
I went
movie.
back-
Waterworld's a great movie.
Oh man.
Do you? I like that. Everybody hated Waterworld.
I loved it.
I don't
I
hate
like
it. I
it
just
too.
don't remember it.
I worked in a movie theater when that came out, and I watched it like 3 times in the theater, and that's like, I think it's like over 2 hours, like 2.5 hours. I freaking love that movie, but you look back at it now, and you can't watch it with the same eyes. And
I like how he went down to the bottom of the ocean to get some dirt so he could pay for stuff.
yeah.
I just
And
remember
then how the
they
bad guys
He was a mutant.
universally were smokers.
Oh yeah.
He is a mutant because he is the first human to grow gills.
Right.
Yeah,
He's
the-
evolution.
The
Yeah, yeah.
Namor. They should just
Yeah.
rename it Namor and make it part of the MCU. Kevin Costner is Namor.
E. Ortiz asking if we watched Falcon Winter Soldier. I didn't because I saw that it was woke before I ever watched the first episode.
There was. I mean,
I got
I
through
don't
3
watch it with
episodes.
the woke eyes or with the political eyes, but there was that one moment in episode 2 that just made me like
Yeah,
want to throw my
I'll
TV out the
say-
window.
I've been enjoying the show. There was one like very woke moment and that was like it the tone of the show changed significantly. But I think the show's all right. I don't think it's too bad.
The last episode was good.
Yeah, last episode was great.
I'm able to ignore some of it, but that one, it's just because it was so poorly done. It was just like
Yeah.
it wasn't. They were like arguing on the street, and I was like, "Hey, is this man bothering you?"
It's so
Exactly.
whack.
Yeah. It was that scene was so bad, like so poorly done, and it just takes you out of the show. But the rest of the show's been good, I think.
It's funny when good shows do that, like because it's so obvious. Like The Boys
like-
did the same crap. The first season there was like, I really liked the first season. There's one episode where it's like purposefully anti-Christian.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard about that episode. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but the thing is, it's so comically bad. Like the writers have never even known a Christian. Like they've just never even met one.
Right.
Because it's such a bad, like awful stereotype of what Christians are like. They go to like a Christian festival and there's like pray the gay away signs everywhere. It's like, God, that's not what we're like, you guys.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
gosh, have you ever met a Christian?
Oh,
It's so
man.
stupid. And the the series is great, but there's these like weird moments where they have to, like there's one moment I think in season 2 where the chick is like, we're not SJWs. And it's like, oh, you don't even know how to use that term. Just stop it.
Oh God, you said I ignored the whole thing because there are no white folk in Baltimore.
Oh man, one of my good friends
I've been there, can confirm.
did undercover work. He did undercover work there where he was busting heroin dealers.
Oh, wow.
Bro, some of the stories he told me made the hair on my neck stand up for real.
It's how he met
he-
him.
Oh, my gosh.
yeah, that's where I was. He pulled me out of there.
Save
No,
me.
but nothing but just death in that downtown area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for bringing the mood down, Eeyore.
Yeah, but to answer the question, I do enjoy the
Just
show.
kidding.
It was fun, but that here's the thing. That moment could have been handled differently if they still wanted to put that little message in there.
Right. Yeah.
The fact that they were just kind of like raising their voices as they walked together down the street. The cops like, all right, you know.
I think they did it well. Like the scene before that with the
Yeah,
character,
the super soldier, right? Yeah,
what's his name?
Isaiah or Isaac or something.
Anyway, he was like a black Captain America, and he's a great character in the comics, and I thought they did a good job of him being outraged at what like the government basically used him, which is which is true, and that was a good scene. They didn't have to try to extend it and go to the next level.
Right.
Like, it was
Was,
fun.
was he a character in the comics? I didn't notice.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. So they did a great job of that, and then they just like pushed it one step further, and it went into cringe territory, and it just
Man.
I will say I'm digging U.S. Agent at this point. He looked really weird in that first episode, but like I kind of like him.
Well, I love
especially in the last episode. I was like, oh, I really like him now.
How far have you watched it, Mark?
Well,
I'm caught up. Is episode 4 right now?
I stopped on 3. I was just like, this is just so stupid.
Dude, you need to watch episode 4.
Really?
4 was good, yeah.
4 was good.
What happened in 3? I don't even remember now.
3 for me, it was the whole. Okay, I'll just tell you what.
Oh, is that where they find what's her face and they
they
Agent 13.
Yeah.
Okay, Agent 13, number 1, is not a superhero. Okay, so I'm sure she's a very effective agent, but that was so stupid. She's not Black Widow. You know what I mean? Like she was taking down like seriously huge men, and she was doing it a dozen at a time.
Yeah, and you're right.
I was like, that took me.
She was pretty incompetent in Civil War, or even in Winter Soldier. Like in that room full of guys, like she didn't do anything.
Agent 13 is cool because she knows stuff. She's a SHIELD agent, right?
Yeah.
So she can help in those kinds of ways, but she's not a super soldier, right? So that was sort of like not comic accurate, and I thought that was kind of whack. I also thought it was really, really loose and kind of goofy how they got Baron Zemo out of prison.
Did anyone understand what happened there? How did he get that thing in the book? That drove me nuts.
Because Bucky somehow gave it to him. But
how? When? We never saw him give him that.
Well,
he was already reading it.
It was like an Ocean's 13 style escape. Like they basically, it happened as like he was explaining it, and then it was like that was the exposition to get him where he needed to be, and they just showed the image. The explanation.
Yeah, right. So that book thing is what drove me nuts. I didn't mind the rest of it, even though this guy was apparently like at the end of Civil War was like in a box,
right?
Yeah. But like regular prison somewhere, and he could just kind of bust out and
in a German prison. Like he was extradited to Germany for some reason, even though his crimes were committed in America.
Yeah.
So he was in a German prison. Bucky was able to just go in and talk to him through the glass.
Yeah.
And then bust him out. And the whole escape scene was bad enough, but then like he shows up and he's the guy who killed so many people in Civil War.
Right.
And then it took Falcon like 30 seconds to be like, okay, we'll work with you then.
Yeah.
That was an issue of, hey, we have 8 episodes, so let's just rush through this part because people want to see Baron Zemo in a mask. Like, it was kind of what they were.
It was all about getting Baron Zemo on the mask. And then he wore the mask for like literally 2 seconds and then took it off.
I was like, no, keep it on. I like it. Keep it on.
I did like Jimmy saying they finally let Bucky fight in episode 4, and they did, and it was great. It was really good.
Yeah, it was a good fight. Like, the fighting at the end of that was really good.
The fighting was solid. And I was going to say, to your point, Mark, I like U.S. Agent or Captain America now or whatever he is, but I like him because he's so, like, I love so much to hate him.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
They really make you, like, despise him on so many levels. And my buddy watched he's been watching it, and he wasn't a comic book guy, and he was like, God, what is up with the new Captain America? I hate him so much. And I'm like, listen, you don't know anything yet. Let me just slip you a few Wikipedias to read up.
I like I like that they gave him like a serum finally. Like, does he? I don't know much about U.S. Agent. Does he have a serum too? Is he?
Yeah, he's supposed to.
Yeah.
And see, they didn't make that clear up until where I'm watching. It's never been made clear that he has had the serum, and he's throwing the shield.
Well, you need to
The
watch.
shield thing drove me nuts because you shouldn't be able to throw that.
You can't do that. You can't do that unless you're a super soldier.
Yeah. Well, shoot, what was I gonna say? He was supposed to be peak physical specimen, and the thing that I like about it, though, the good thing that they did is that like when Erskine gave Steve Rogers the serum, the whole theme of that movie was that Steve was the best of us, like in every possible way. And so that's why he got the serum, and it amplifies the things in you that are the strongest. So Cap is good and just, and he is everything that's right with the world. So it amplified that. And that's why he is so amazing. And for this guy, he is not, he is like full of himself, and he is like,
Yeah, it amplifies the bad.
It amplifies the bad because that's what is that's what the strong.
Jimmy's got some. That was really weird.
I know, because I was never able to get Captain America. He was sold out, so I had to settle for the generic one when I was little.
Well, maybe now somebody will actually want it. You should try to sell it on eBay.
But Jim says that the button had him all wimpy, but I thought he fought okay.
Well, he's kind of holding back because he's trying to
not kill anybody with his.
Yeah, he's trying to be like trying to make up for past wrongs and stuff.
So you need to go watch it because there's so many things I want to say, and like I don't want to ruin it for you.
Okay, I'll watch episode 1 tonight. I'm curious.
Yeah.
It just made me mad. I'll be honest with you. Look, I'll be honest with you. Like for them to pull that kind of scene and to put that scene out there right now with the particular climate that we have in this country, it just made me mad. Like that was just wrong to do. They could have pulled that scene. That wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Like, man, it's kind of tense right now. Maybe we should pull this scene. It's just entertainment comic book show, right? It's like they're caught up in that same junk that all of these other entertainment corporations are caught up in, where they're trying to basically stoke the fires of racism. And it makes me so mad. I don't want to reward that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey,
I don't disagree.
So I've been wanting to ask you guys, and I keep forgetting. Have you guys checked out Superman and Lois?
No.
I haven't, because it's CW. They're going to go woke sooner or later. I know everyone's loving it right now. It's CW.
That's what I keep thinking.
Cannot help themselves.
I've only watched episode 1. I'm nervous to go back and watch any more episodes. But episode 1 was really good. The only thing was like there's like this is a little bit of a spoiler, but there's like a Luthor in it, and he's black.
Black Luthor, yeah.
Which, of course, okay, whatever.
They made Jimmy Olsen like this big, sexy black guy in
Jimmy Olsen's a sexy black guy. Why wouldn't Lex Luthor be a sexy black guy?
Yeah, did you ever see it's a dumb question, but did you ever watch Supergirl, Mutt?
No.
Oh my gosh. I watched the first season with my wife.
I'm like, we enjoyed it. I watched it.
It was great. I'm like, this is a superhero show my wife will watch, and it's in the Arrowverse, which at the time I actually liked. And then everything went totally woke at that. Like over half of if you took all the Arrowverse shows, over half the cast was LGBT. Like, how was that?
Well, it's funny with Supergirls, they weren't CW in that first season. That's why it was so good.
Well, you're right.
I should correct myself. It wasn't good. It was really stupid, but it was a lot of fun to watch. But it wasn't CW. CW bought them, and immediately that show just went full on woke.
Her sister went from straight to gay like in 3 seconds.
Immediately,
just like like, oh, you know what? I liked guys my whole life. It's like my son's mom. Like, she's like 42 years old, and all of a sudden she's like, "Holy crap, I like girls." No, you don't. I freaking know you. When you cheated on your ex-boyfriend with me, it's because you liked boys. When you cheated on me with your ex-boyfriend, it's because you liked boys. It's that doesn't you
Macho right now,
you
like
don't-
a crap.
you don't cheat on boys with other boys because you like girls. It just doesn't happen. I'm sorry. Midlife
Wow.
crisis moment. But anyway, that was a little too much of my personal story.
Wow.
Supergirl. Back to Supergirl.
That's the first drama volcano I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just
was
with
great.
all the drama.
This
Just
is what
wow.
happens when he doesn't go to
Losing
church and
out.
instead streams with us.
You need to get back.
I feel
to
bad
church,
with my,
Go
my
to church,
son.
Cal.
I have nothing to do with her anymore, but he's like, Dad, mom's dating
Ortiz
mom's
gotcha.
dating a girl.
Oh,
But when you look at the pictures on Facebook, it's a boy. It looks like a teenage boy. I'm like,
yeah.
no, she's not. She's dating a teenage boy, which I guess is probably worse in some ways. But
Oh no.
anyway, sorry. Let's keep this going. 'Cause
We still live?
You need, you
We're
need
still
to take
alive, right?
that. You need to take that cap and put it right back in there. You just tighten it back up.
There you go.
No,
Take it.
this is going to get us views. This drama will get us. People will come back next time because
Okay.
If we can
But
no,
now-
only if you cry. If we can get you to cry, if we can get you to cry before the stream's over, then yes, that'll get us the views.
We'll give you 30 seconds every show to just pop off and just like let the drama just ooze out.
Cal's,
All the
Cal's
problems,
5
all the
minutes of
things.
drama.
Yeah. Maybe it'd be cathartic. We could try it.
We got to make a little animation to introduce that. You know, oh, that'd be
Okay.
fun.
All right.
Okay,
Just needs to be ready for when it happens sporadically.
We'll call it-
Dave
we'll
can
call
be ready
it
with
cat-
that button.
We'll call it
Yeah,
Cal. We'll call it Cal's Cry Corner.
yeah. I'm curious about this. E. Ortiz, you guys are calling him Jimmy. Said Invincible is SJW. I'm
I've
curious.
heard it is,
'cause I was
but they
I
don't
didn't.
know.
I started watching it, and I didn't think it was too bad. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely some stuff in there. I think what you're referring to is that in the show, the love interest for Invincible is like they've basically made her a strong like woman of color, and she like it's like all the stereotypes in one. I think.
I mean, I've heard the show is pretty left, but it's one of those things where it's like they mask it well enough with fun superhero stuff.
I mean, like I think that
I've never seen it or read it. So.
It didn't pull me out of it. I think it
That's-
probably pulled a lot of people out of it, but I thought it was pretty good, and I really like it. They changed Adam Eve's symbol. I didn't notice that, honestly, but I read very minimal of the comic. I was aware of it and everything, but anyway, I've been enjoying it, and it's so brutal. It is ultra brutal.
Dude,
and
the only reason I'm interested is because I saw something on YouTube where Invincible's dad, whatever his name is, where he kills the entire Justice League analog.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to see
That made me want to watch it because
I like watched the full history of that character.
I'm telling you, it is so brutal. Like
it is.
it is ultra brutal. Like, but
The
It
problem
actually
is that
wounded
getting to that
watching
scene,
that.
what's that?
Getting to that scene is a long, drawn out, boring.
Is it?
process. Yeah. But the animation on that scene is gory, man. It is gory.
Yeah, I've read I read most of the first like volume, I think, of that comic, but like I mean, it's following along fairly. I mean, yeah, fairly closely, but they've taken a lot of liberties and changed this and that.
Right.
I hate to
When I
play the
saw-
grumpy.
What's that?
When I saw the go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're
No,
fine. Go ahead, Snack Zider.
You're good.
Oh. No, I was just saying when I saw the comic, I was like, okay, Kirkman. Like, I got bored of Walking Dead really fast. He
Otley's
had
a great artist, though.
he had a horror comic that I can't remember what's called. They made a Cinemax show out of it. It was like a demon possession type comic. It was really good. But I liked that. But then I saw Invincible and I was like, it just feels like The Boy, like he's trying to do The Boys again, or he's trying to be like Mark Millar, like making superheroes, like subverting the whole superhero genre. I was like,
That's
man,
what
I'm
I'm
kind of
talking
sick of that.
Me too, man. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole deconstruction of superheroes is done. You can't deconstruct superheroes anymore. I mean,
Right.
yeah, here's a guy that everybody thought was a hero, and now he's a bad guy and he's killing other heroes. I mean, it's just like, and whoever's got power becomes corrupted. Absolutely. That's not why we like comics. People
Yeah.
like comics because they want to see somebody that can do something that's greater than themselves. They can do something
Right.
heroic and be selfless. That's why people like these stories. And the whole deconstruction movement has basically taken everything and turned it into that. You know, I blame Watchmen. I had a whole thing on Twitter where I got in this big Twitter beef about 100 people. And you know, some people had some really good points. Some people had some
Dude,
really good points.
I think, I mean, just, you know, for our million viewers that are watching, I think
Thanks
you
for hanging
probably,
in, Jimmy.
I think you probably don't think Watchmen is bad, right? But it's the beginning of bad. Like Watchmen was a good book, but it opened the floodgates of. It's kind of did for all of superheroes what Return of the Dark Knight did for Batman. You know, it took him from kind of a really, really good guy to a really, really dark character. You know, which I love. I love current Batman, but
I feel like Dark Knight. Okay, I feel like I give Dark Knight a pass because Dark Knight is the extended future of a character like Batman, right? So Batman as a character is based basically in revenge, you know, or you know, avenging, you know,
and that's not canon, right? Like Return of the Dark Knight is like an Elseworlds type book, right? It's like what might happen.
I don't
doesn't
know.
matter if you
Actually,
consider it canon or not canon, though, or an Elseworlds
I don't think they've ever
tale or
said,
whatever.
but-
It's still a story that. Oh, sorry, we should probably wrap it up.
All I know is
Sure
all the
things,
sequels suck, but the original is really good.
no, I think it's a great. I think okay. So, like to your point, Watchmen is a work of art. You know, the writing, the artwork.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a work of art. But what it did was it basically single-handedly. Basically, no, it's true, man. Okay, it's true. It basically single-handedly led the way for the deconstruction of superheroes.
Yeah,
And
I agree with that.
it made it, and it did so because it was so good, right? Because it was done well, because it was done so well and such a high level of skill. It basically made it so that, okay, well, this is how, you know, we're going to go from here,
right?
Because we can't keep telling these what they would consider childlike stories of heroism and you know, this sort of like this blanket statement about Superman and Captain America, right? But they took these characters and deconstructed them until now you have sort of like even the on-screen characters have so much dirt and blood on their hands that they don't even feel heroic, really. You know what I mean? They don't feel like they were intended to feel.
Right.
We need Superman and we need Captain America and we need Spider-Man, Peter Parker. You know, we need these characters because we need somebody to look at to say, okay, you know, that's how we could be. That's something to aspire to. And what they've given us is The Boys and Invincible, and you know, superheroes are now either superheroes are a joke or they're deconstructed and dark.
Right. You know,
I think
okay,
it's a place
so
to go back.
Wait, I just have to say I have to bounce. I got to go because my wife's going to use the office. I love you guys, but I got to get out of here. I'm going to leave.
We probably call it for the night. I mean, let's
keep it going for a few minutes because this is good. I like this
for a few minutes. I think, and Mutt's soapbox is going to stay on because it's funny. And I'm out. I assume that this thing will just shut off at some point.
Who knows? We'll find out.
We'll find out. It's going to be great. You guys have a good night. Jimmy, everybody, Dave, thank you guys for.
Oh yeah, how do we turn off the show?
I think it's just going to shut off eventually.
If we all just shut our windows, it'll probably just turn off, right? I don't know.
You know what? I don't even know. If it keeps streaming forever, it's fine. It'll be funny.
I say we just call it. I don't worry about this just staying on YouTube for like a 5-hour long video on YouTube.
How about this? If we end the broadcast, y'all can keep debating this.
That sounds good. Okay. Let's just do that.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm sorry I have to leave. I'm the weakest link of the goons. Have a great night. We'll see you next time on Breaking Bad. Thank you.
Later.
Later.